What's up, everybody? Today is Tuesday, October 27th. Let's get right to the content. Took a little time away, whatever, because I'm a numbers guy. So basically, my numbers on the videos being looked at was a little short. So I made some adjustments, and it's better to do less videos with more views than just a bunch of videos that don't get a lot of views. So I made some changes. So that's why you all haven't seen me. So again, let's get right to the content. What a beautiful world this is. Everybody should be lucky. Count your blessings and be very lucky. You want to know why you're the most luckiest person in the world? Because the stock market is dropping. I told you all over a week ago, it's going to drop. And what is it doing? It's dropping. Unbelievable. The most beautiful thing, just to watch it just drops, just makes it, it's just so appealing and so attractive to me. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Well, maybe you haven't seen any of my previous videos. Again, for people who are waiting for the stimulus, the word stimulus is different facets of things. So it's not, we can say the stimulus check, we can say the PUA for the unemployed people are about stimulus. So many different aspects of the word stimulus. So the fact of the matter is, the stimulus hasn't been passed for one reason. Because the stock market was up. Wealthy people protect wealthy people. That's what this whole thing is about. So when Trump says something about Pelosi and says, no, she wants to give all the money to the Democratic states. Wealthy people protect wealthy people. As long as the stock market was up, they didn't care. They don't care. Why don't they care? Because it doesn't affect them. It's just that simple. It's no big formula, no arithmetic, no geometry, nothing. It's very simple. When the stock market drops, it affects their pocket. Imagine having $1 million in the stock market, and as it goes down, you look and they send you a statement and says your balance is, let's say your balance is 980,000. And they just smile while they're just eating their breakfast in the morning. Oh, my balance is 980,000. Imagine going to it the next day, and then it says now your balance is 905,000. Oh, well, the stock market's going to go back up. It's fine. It's happened. I've been a part of this. I've watched it bounce back. Waking up the next day, your balance is now 850,000. Oh my God, it's a crisis because it affects me. Let's look at it from this aspect. These senators and everybody involved and the House and everybody, they all go home. They barely at work. But the fact of the matter is this, it doesn't affect their check. They still get their check. The check still comes to them. So it doesn't affect them. So when it affects them, then they start bickering like little third graders or kindergartners. He took my toy. He took my toy. He took my toy. That's what they do. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you what they do. This is very formative information because the fact of the matter is we can actually make it drop, but we choose not to. We spend all this time with deflection and going to riot and all this. And yeah, for the people, for this, for that. Let's burn this down. Let's do this. Police. It's deflection. Don't really actually blame these politicians. Blame yourself, because we could have just did the my whatever, and I can't even think of the name all of a sudden. I'm so upset, but the change.org. There it is. We could have did the change.org against Pelosi or whoever or whomever, and then sign a petition. And I know it would have got astronomical attention and because of the signatures, but we choose not to do it. We choose to go and riot and tear up our own neighborhoods and tear down the police as well. Now, some of the stuff that the police are doing, oh, it's horrible. Yeah, basically, get them out. Get them out of here. If they not doing the right thing, get them out of here. But to dismantle the police, when somebody comes into your house or your home and you don't have even any type of protection, like say a gun, because what you don't know is that gun licenses is basically on hold. It's been, I know people who've been under review. The gun license was supposed to happen in 60 days. They've been under review for over 6 months. But they took that $11 though. They took the money, but they still don't have a gun license. How are you going to protect yourself if you dismantle the police? Who are you going to call? You don't have a gun because they're not issuing new gun licenses. And if you don't have the police, then who are you going to call? So if 5 people just decide to do a home invasion, then I guess you're just going to have to give them everything. Come on. Let's be real. This is a very simple thing that's going on with the Democrats, with the Republicans, with the stimulus. And the fact of the matter is, they like, you know what? We held this up for so long talking about the second stimulus. And when they kept talking about it, the problem with the Dow Jones and what the stock market was, they kept talking about it. So what it was doing was it was just leading people on. It's like a relationship, you might as well say. Or like when a guy tells a girl, oh, you know what? I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry you. We're going to get married. Yeah, we're going to get married. And guess what? Sooner or later, that woman says, haven't you been saying that for like a year and a half? So basically, that's what this other situation is, leading us on. Oh, yeah, we're for the stimulus. I think we should go over 1.9. It should be more. Yeah, it should be more. All of it's garbage. You can't even do the first thing. How are you going to try to do more and you can't even do the first thing? You want to know why, and you want to know how or what the strategy or what one of the strategies was with this? To make sure you don't get the third stimulus. They're actually saving money. It's sort of like a landlord. When the landlord says, well, you know what? I don't want to fix that right now. Well, it's broken, and I think it needs to be fixed. Well, let me get back to you. Let me look at a few things, and let me get back to you. It's that type of situation. A third stimulus, as far as a stimulus check, probably is not going to come. Why is it going to come? Because it took months and months to get the second one. But when this first thing hit, oh, everybody went haywire. Let's hurry up and get them some money. The EIDL was popping. EIDL, I did a lot of people's EIDL, a lot of money. But let's look at, there's other things to look at too. The EIDL, by next March when the first payments are coming, some people that never had that type of money and don't know how to handle it, once that bill becomes due, that SBA 30 year, it looked good when you was getting that 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100,000. But then when it becomes due, it might be all right. You might, this is a couple of $100 a month. Yeah. But when you look at that times 30 years, if you don't do something with the money, then the money doesn't have the same value as when you took the money. Because when people take the money and say, oh, you know what? Let me get the money and let me pay off these bills. Let me do this. They have some type of strategy or some type of plan in place. So when the EIDL pops, meaning by next March, because no payments was due for 12 months, it's going to hit some people. And also December 31st is, I guess, the last day of the end of more so unemployment. The eviction or whatever moratorium, those 10 to 14 million people. If all that happens at once, then by the end of the year and at the start of the beginning of the year, everything could just flop. And then with the stock market flopping too at the same time, this can actually be a disaster. The best bet that you could possibly do is to hold on to your money. Do it just like those smart people do. I won't call out the group, whatever, but the smart people do. They wait for the right time. And then when it's a deal of a lifetime, 40 cents on the dollar, then they pop out. Buy real estate or buy a house and say, hey, let's get this. This is worth $300,000. They only want $120,000. So the fact of the matter is, what I'm trying to say is be prepared. Have some type of strategy in place, whatever. Do not depend on this government and these stimulus checks and everything. I admit when the unemployment, whatever, drops, whatever, people getting 16 grand, whatever, but they waited a long time, but when people got a lot of money with the unemployment, it's definitely a good thing. But now for the last, I don't know, going on 2 months, for the last approaching 2 months, people didn't get any of the federal assistance. They didn't get a LWA, lost wages assistance. They didn't get a PUA, nothing added on. They only got their regular unemployment. So I think that's all I got to say really actually right now. Be prepared. That's all I can say in a nutshell. Be prepared. Stop blaming these politicians unless you know how to get them out of office and vote them out of office. Other than that, build some type of strategy and stop looking left when the deflection happens, looking left when somebody's robbing you on the right. Because if you don't look left and stay looking right and the focus is on them, that's when they're on the hot seat. And then that's when they have to be accountable for their actions. So again, the stock market is down and it's going to continue to go down. And I'm going to continue to smile. And I know people that have money in the stock market, close people. Trust me, when it goes down, it's going to go back up. The only issue is that when it goes down, the wealthy people have a nervous breakdown. And the only way to make it go back up is not to talk about a stimulus, but to actually give the actual stimulus, because you've been talking about it for months. So talk is cheap. I appreciate everybody. I'm going to try to bring more content. Luckily, I had something specific to talk about. Press the like on there for the algorithms, and press subscribe if you like. I have a lot of watchers in India. I've seen a great percentage. I really, really appreciate y'all. So in whatever language you all speak, tell them to press subscribe, all your friends in India. So I appreciate everybody. And always, just think, thinkers.